We are getting ready to go in and do Kambo. We're sitting outside in
Ocean Beach.
Yep. A little nervous.
Yep. Wondering what's gonna happen.
This is our first time doing this. I have been eating very clean though, barely anything. So I'm hoping that there isn't any massive bridesmaid moments gonna be happening.
Yeah. I don't eat clean, so.
Yeah, but you've been eating better.
Yeah. We can just compare and be like, okay, this is what happens when you eat clean, and this is what happens when you just like. It's healthy, but yeah.
I think mine was more, I don't like to throw up, and so I'm like, if I don't eat, then I don't throw up.
I don't know. We'll see. So I think maybe it's better to throw up because you're still gonna purge, and then you'll be like, bile, bile. Your stomach is gonna be like or it's just water.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday I drank probably 2 gallons of water. I drink a lot of water. But anyway, we're nervous and excited, and we have no idea what is going to happen.
Yeah, no idea.
Or what to expect. But we're going to find out. Here we go.
Go ahead and just take a couple soothing breaths. Allow yourselves to just settle into your body, letting whatever chaotic nervous energy just fall gracefully to the ground like snowflakes. And ask yourself, what force brought you here today? What is it that your soul is seeking by bringing you to this medicine? What is your spirit calling out for? What does your body need to be nourished with in this moment? Just really feel into what that is. Whatever that first instinct that comes from your heart, that's the answer. And we'll call in the spirit of Kambô, and we invite it into this space, giving it permission to enter our bodies and to realign, release, and reinvigorate each and every one of our cells. Allowing it to clear whatever energies or physical elements are no longer needed in our bodies, so that we can emerge clear, clean, pristine, and closer to the most authentic version of ourselves. And we call in all of our spirit guides, our ancestors, allies, plant spirits, totems, angels, and benevolent beings. And we ask for them to surround this space here for us today, keeping us safe and protected, forming a barrier of love in which no negative energies or beings can permeate, so that we can rest assured that we are safe and can go deep with our work here. And so, as we enter this sacred space, we release any sort of resistance that we may have, any expectations. We release fear, judgment, and instead we show up with courage and allow ourselves to open up and fully accept whatever challenges, whatever lessons, whatever shadow work that this medicine potentially could bring up for us, as well as accepting the gifts that we deserve, the love, the kindness, and the nurturing that this spirit can provide. With an open heart and an open mind, we gracefully open up this sacred ceremony. The ceremony is now open. Now, if you guys would like to summarize and state your intention for today so that it's out there for the universe and so that you verbalized it to yourself and can hold yourself accountable.
My intention is to experience compassion and grace through suffering and to purge whatever is not needed anymore. It's just coming into wholeness.
That's the exact same thing. Exactly.
I thought of Kuan Yin, and then I was like, oh, I saw the cross, and I was like, oh, more.
All I kept hearing was compassion, grace, return to your sovereignty, your wholeness. Remember your divinity. Just kept repeating.
Wonderful. Well, I think it's good that we're just doing you guys at the same time, then help amplify that shared intention.
Okay.
My intention is to best be in service to both of you here today and to create a safe, supportive environment. You can have your process unfold in whatever magical way that it must.
Let's do it.
Okay. Yay! Super team here.
Alright, so I hold my breath.
So I'm not quite yet. I'm just gonna a little blessing here. And then whenever you're ready and you feel like oxygenated, then I'll go ahead and put the tube in. Just hold your breath in, and then so you let me know when you're ready for me.
I'm ready.
Okay. Hold your breath. Go ahead and breathe as needed.
Holy shit.
Sometimes purging can happen. It's rare, but.
Let's do it.
All right. I like your spirit.
So, what was your experience with the Rapé?
Well, as soon as she blew it up my nose, you'll see me like do this number. In that moment, I felt like the most intense pain you could ever experience. And I was expecting all this energy to come like flooding through my whole body and like anchor me down by the way of which she described it.
Because I told her it was really grounding, and she said the same thing.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna like feel myself in my body, and instead I felt everything come into my head from like here to here, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die right now because it was so intense. Like I couldn't think, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't anything, and I was like, this is not fun. This is fucked up. That's what I was thinking. It was intense.
Where are we going? Okay.
Ready? Nostril first. Hold your breath. Breathe as normal.
Oh, I burn. And then only one side is watery.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah. And whenever you're ready for a second.
What was your experience with the Rapé?
Well, I didn't feel the same sensation that I felt the first time that I did it because this was a different strand. I think it was called Cappy, and it was supposed to be a feminine blend that had ayahuasca, tree branch, root, vine,
something
in it. And it just felt like I was putting something up my nose, so that's all I felt. I think thinking back, I think I did experience like stuff in my crown, But
like expansion. It felt expanding.
But there wasn't like the first time I did it, I could feel everything in my body, like my toes on the floor. This was not like that. It was different. Not as like, I don't know. It was just.
So I guess if you're going to do it, ask what the most typical experiences would be my suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Once you settle into your Rapé, I want you to go inward. And really visualize the intention that you stated here today.
So now we're going to talk about that fun Sananga experience.
The eye drops.
The eye drops, the Amazonian eye drops that she administered while we were laying down.
I don't think we were supposed to record that because the recording didn't work for that section. It was it was pretty intense. You went first.
Yeah, so she laid us both down, or we laid down on like the couch that you'll see Johanna laying on later. It's not a couch, it's like a futon. Yeah. And we laid down and we had to close our eyes, and then she dropped the drops in the corner of our eyes, and you're supposed to open your eyes and let it flood in.
We move your head back and forth so that it like floods both sides of your eyes.
I didn't need to do that. It for sure went in.
You didn't move your head?
No, I just moved stuff around. My eyeballs around. I just moved my eyeballs around.
Well, then you flew up like almost right as I was getting mine.
Yeah, so that was that. You're like, uh-oh.
I was like, this is not going to be good.
Mm-hmm. So she put it in my eye, and it feels like hot sauce. And she was saying, watch how you react to pain. So like I felt it, and I shot up because I didn't know what to do. And usually like there's like fight, flight, or freeze. I didn't freeze. I didn't want to fight. I wanted to find a way to run away, but I couldn't run away from myself. I was like,
you can't run away from that pain.
No, you can't.
And I just, as soon as I felt it, I was like, I didn't know what to do. And I started to feel my body constrict a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I have to breathe. And I just kept hearing grace through suffering, breathe, Johanna, breathe. Yeah. And so I was like literally feeling and visualizing the pain coming from my eyes. Like, you can't open your eyes. Like, you immediately, once the pain starts, you have to close your eyes. I mean, there's just no way around opening them at that point. I mean, you'd have to be like have the biggest pain threshold ever. Yeah.
And she was telling us to like use your breath to breathe it through your body, because it was just localized in your eyeballs, and you were like, but you had to sit with your pain. And she's like, you need to accept your pain. So we were like chanting, I accept you.
I love you.
I love you. I accept you.
And I just kept moving my legs and my arms and hands to be the most relaxed I could be, not allowing any tension in my body. Because, I know I teach a lot of people that, they have to allow and not constrict, and when they're feeling their emotions, well, think about it. If your emotions actually came with a physical pain, and that's what this was. Mm-hmm. Like this showed you how much easier and more manageable the pain is if you open yourself up and allow it, versus, oh my God, when is this going to be over? Because when I was feeling that tenseness in the beginning, it was so excruciating.
Yes, like when you're focusing on the pain, it intensifies it. But the thing about it is so the Rapé grounds you in your body, so you're experiencing your body. And then because you're in your body, you feel, I bet the pain is more because you're like in your body. But you can try to like escape your body and like go another place, like visualize yourself somewhere else. But we really wanted to like be with the pain.
I wonder if that's what the Rapé truly does when she say it grounds you. It like helps you to stay in your body versus that quick ability to escape, because you and I both have experienced that. Think about like when you're driving and you don't remember how you got from point A to point B. It's like you have left your body, where this was like, you're not leaving your body. You're going to feel this.
So it's like accepting the pain and accepting the experience in your body, because you can have an experience out of your body and kind of, you like, people want to numb it, but you can't numb it. You got to just be with it. And so breathing it through your body allowed it to go. And I definitely, after having the Kambo, the Rapé, the Sananga, like the Sananga helps with cataracts, helps with a bunch of different eye conditions, and also like helps with opening your third eye and expanding your third eye. My clairvoyance has been way more detailed, and I don't know if it was a accumulation of everything. Like my clairvoyance just like super detailed.
Mine has increased as well, but not to that level. But my physical, I see ethereally with my eyes open, and so that has improved. But also because of that, when you see more ethereally with your eyes open, your eye health is actually poorer. Like you lose depth perception, and you need glasses more. Where now I'm finding I'm actually seeing a lot clearer without my glasses. But I'm still seeing ethereally too. It's weird. I think it's going to evolve.
I think it made it like more HD, because you know, because you can't, like Johanna said, you can't open your eyes. And I think for a while Johanna was like trying to open her eyes. She's like, I can't open my eyes. So I was like, I'm not going to try to open my eyes. And then eventually I was like, okay, the pain is kind of dulling down, so I'm going to try to open. And it took a while because you were scrunching so much that you were like had to open them again. But when I opened them, I was like, the room looks different and I can see more details. So it did help in that aspect, making everything HD and looking at the details more for me anyways.
Yeah, I agree. But what do you think the point of doing it is? Like, what would
sharpen
what
your
would
senses?
Be a benefit to sharpen your senses?
Let's think about why, like, this whole purpose and the start of this. She had said that tribal warriors would do Rapé, Sananga, and Kambo if they were going to go to war, because Kambo would suppress your appetite. You would have sharper vision. You would be grounded in your body to be more alert, because if you are afraid of attack, you need to be alert in your body. So ninja moves. So
yeah, well, that makes sense.
So I definitely recommend doing Rapé and Sananga. You need that 3-part. Like, don't just skip over it because you're just.
Everybody was going to have a different experience. Like, she had a different experience than I did, and other people that I've watched or talked to have had different experiences. So every experience is unique to you, and so we don't tell you this to shy away from it. We tell you this so that you can have things illuminated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not so that you have expectations. Just to kind of
to show you that we did this together, right next to each other, and our experiences were very different.
Even in the Kambo, the Rapé, like, you see, the experience is different.
Yeah, I literally thought I was dying with the Rapé.
The Kambo was probably the Sananga was the worst for me. Yeah. Not even the Kambo, because it's like everybody's thrown up before. Have everybody gotten hot sauce in your eye before? You gotta deal with that pain. And it was really cool because with the Sananga, it only lasted a little bit. And so you had to just be with it because you knew it was going to be short. But like the Kambo, you had to have endurance.
But I'll tell you, that minute felt like 30. Like, that minute was a long minute. Yeah. And that's another thing that tells you, like, that time is not real, because that was like the longest minute of my life.
Yeah. I think I got into a groove after a while, like after I shot up and knew like what not to do. I was finding my breath and then finding my rhythm with the pain, and then it went faster for me. So we had a little bit of a different experience. So you were like, let this be over.
It wasn't that I was trying to brush through it. Like, I was breathing through it, and my pain actually got very, very manageable once I was breathing. But the time literally felt like forever. Mm-hmm. Like, there was nothing. It did not feel short at all. And a minute is relatively short if you think about it. And it really did feel like a very long time.
Yeah. So that was our experience with Sananga.
Deep breath in and push out. Good. Deep breath in and push out. This one, straight. Deep breath in and push out. breath in and push out. Breath in and push out. Next one.
It's not bad, huh?
For me, the burning is the worst part. It's like I
Really?
have the most anxiety about the burning.
So is that what made you want to be a practitioner of this?
Honestly, the frog kind of just decided I was gonna be a practitioner. I got like strung along for it. I was drawn to it because I'm still sorting out some health issues, but this has been like one of the most powerful tools in helping me recover from chronic Lyme disease and some other infections and just chronic illness in general. And then I started just self-administering, and then I would do it for some close friends here and there, and then other people started asking me, and then next thing I knew I was a practitioner. And then I went and did an actual training and certification. So I'm like, all right, well, this isn't letting up anytime soon, so I better like make sure I'm really qualified. And since then it just exploded. Just like went out, like as soon as I got home from that training, it was just like nonstop. People coming to me, so it's been a really beautiful journey. But I do feel like I'm kind of like an employee for the frog. Like, can I have more time off, frog, please?
Yeah, because you were just in LA, right?
Yep. Yeah. And then I have to literally leave the country to like escape my own obsession with working. So hopefully that will help.
So you're going just to vacay or?
Yeah. I'm not going to be serving Kambô for 3 whole weeks. I'm really excited about that. Yeah. I love it. Like, don't get me wrong. I love it. It's such an honor. But I serve like 50 people a month. And it's just a lot.
That's not sustainable either, like for your energy.
It's not. I'm sorting it all out right now, you know. I'm just figuring out how to dial back. I'm trying to figure out if I need to hire another practitioner or what, but I don't have to worry about it yet though. I'm just gonna go to Thailand. Everyone can be okay for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of people that are like codependent on it?
No. I mean, they're codependent. No, not really. But there's something about this medicine that invites urgency. Like, I would say 90% of people, like, once they, like, decide they want to do it, they want to do it yesterday, you know? Like, and they're like, well, can you do it tomorrow? And I'm like, well, not really. And they're like, please. And I'm like, okay, I'll just not eat or shower or do exercise or do anything. And so I'm just getting better at, like, making the clear boundaries because I feel like a lot of the people that are drawn to this are freaking out and they're in crisis, they're in transition, and the boundaries can kind of be like, ooh, and I hope I'm like setting a good example and actually helping them establish good boundaries by doing
awesome.
My own, you know.
I didn't feel like that kind of urgency, but it literally with me, when something comes into my energy and I'm like, I choose to accept that challenge or, you know, I'm like, all right, let's do this, you know, there's no going back now. And it's like I'd already done it, you know.
You guys are still on your first cup and you're already whining?
Making more room for water, apparently.
remember, the more water you drink, the better it is for you. It really lubricates everything.
Yeah.
So
God, more lubrication, the better.
it's totally your decision. If you say, hey, I don't want to drink anymore, just know that you might regret it later and wish you had drank more. That's something I hear a lot. I wish I would have drank more.
So what do you experience when you're, did I miss that part? When you put the frog medicine on, like, is it just purging, or do people have any type of weird, or I'd say weird, it's probably beautiful, avatar or out of body experiences or things like that?
Occasionally, but it's not a hallucinogenic experience, but occasionally people will kind of like journey and have visions and stuff. But that's usually, those people are usually passing out too, so they're kind of like, ooh,
Okay.
or they're hypersensitive to it. But you can get really just queer messages or thoughts or feelings come through. Yeah, but they're more like visceral. They're not so much like.
So you're still conscious. You're
Yes.
in your awareness of what's happening.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. to
Unless
know.
you've gone unconscious, which usually will happen just for a few seconds if it does happen.
So you keep it on for 20 minutes, and then when it takes off, that's when it starts wearing off. Like, as long as you have it on you.
I mean, to some extent, it'll wear off if you keep it on. Like, it kind of dwindles even if you keep it on for the whole time. And sometimes I'll pull it off earlier. Just kind of depends on how complete the person is and, you know, if I think they've had enough. Or if they're not purging, sometimes I have to keep them on longer or add new points. Or
Grace through Caitlin. She's like, you had enough?
So what do people experience? What's your experience been afterwards?
I usually feel tremendously better. I mean, the first few times that you do it, depending on your health and stuff, you might experience some lethargy and die-off detox symptoms for a couple days. I did because I had Lyme disease, and so there's just massive organisms dying, and took me, each time I recovered quicker, the recovery time was shorter. Now I don't really have any recovery time at all. I just like bounce up and get to work, you know. But I just feel so much more balanced, mellow, less inflamed, less pain, happier, more like deeper satisfaction with life, and my food allergies get better, my skin gets better, stuff like that.
That's cool. I'm scared now. Now I'm scared.
Why? If it cannot be any worse than the burning of the eyes and the nose.
But this is 20 minutes of feeling nauseous.
That's nothing. 20 minutes. It's
Yeah.
like having food poisoning.
Oh my
That's
God.
what it feels like.
I'd say.
Or you're super hungover and drunk, or vomiting because you're drunk or whatever.
Is it contracting your stomach muscles?
Yeah.
That's what's like making us purge. Yeah.
Alright, you guys. You ready for your test points?
Already. Ready it's gonna be.
I'm just gonna put one of these guys on for now.
Oh.
Oh God.
Yeah, it might sting a little bit. That's totally normal.
It does. Because it's a wound.
Versus sage.
Oh, I'm getting hot in my head.
All right. Here we go. Kano, Kano, Kambo, Kambo, heyane. Kano, Kano, Kambo, Kambo, heyane, heyane, heyane. Kano, Kambo, heyane, heyane, heyane. Kano, Kambo, heyane. Kano, Kano, Kambo, Kambo, trasashe. Kano, Kano, Kambo, Kambo, trasashe. razashe, razashe, tano Kambo, razashe, 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 tano Kambo, razashe.
Okay, so what were you feeling for the first, because it was one dot, right? Was the medicine. It was like a test run to see how you reacted to the combo. What was your experience? Because as soon as you put it on, you were like, whoa.
Yeah, I just started to feel it move through my body. Like I was feeling the Kambo activate, and it like, first it burns, and then I kind of was visualizing where it was going in my body through my third eye, and then I started to feel the energy of it and almost feel like the frog. And that's why I was like, whoa, because it was like immediate. And then I started to like right here, it was like pulsating and hot. So I felt stuff going on in my ears. And I think she had mentioned that before, is the pulsating in your face. And that's
like your heartbeats right here.
Yeah, my heart beating was like right here, but I felt stuff going on, and then my heart started racing immediately too. What was your experience like?
So mine was not what I thought. I immediately had energy like come up my feet, and it was like magnetic. Like I could feel every cell in my feet and then lower legs as it was climbing. Like all my weight went to my feet, and everything was just like magnetic and alive. Like there's no other way to explain it than every cell in my body I could feel.
You were
in that
saying
moment.
that.
It was so intense.
Yeah.
And then I got really, really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Really hot. I was like flush and like off balance because literally all my weight was in my lower half, and I was like, okay. And then as it rose slowly and started to come up into my stomach, I got a little bit of nausea, but I was like, this is actually okay. Like I'm feeling like my feet are magnetic, and it was kind of a cool experience. Actually, I was like, and I'll be honest, my feet chakras have always been open, but now they're like insanely crazy wide open. It's pretty cool that it stayed.
And then if you see her she puts water on our arms. Like she has like a little dropper, and she'll put water on our points. It's because it magnifies it. Yeah, it's like a boost. So immediately you feel it. Like she'll put it and you're like, oh. Because like Johanna was saying, like she was kind of feeling nauseous, and you're kind of anticipating and waiting, because like the whole thing is like we're purging, so you're waiting to throw up or something to happen. So it starts building and getting intense. And then
she does it a few times because I wasn't purging, as you will see.
Mm-hmm. She purges later. I'm like continually purging. So here's the rest.
So far. Strong for you?
My feet are vibrating a lot. Are you okay?
Yeah. You guys have any nausea yet?
A little bit.
Perfect. I think you guys are both good to go to put the rest of these guys on. Off to the races.
And this is 20 minutes.
This is a great act of self-love.
This is a great act of self-love. I'm so warm.
Yeah, I'm warm too.
Thank you.
Pour the water on these guys. That should give you a boost.
Oh, I can feel my heart racing.
Kura noronde, pawane, ika mahi pawane, pawane, pawe pawane, pawane, pawe pawane, pawane. Viva! Kura no ronde, kura no ronde, kura tok tok tok. Viva! Kura tok tok tok. Ika mahi pawane, pawane. Ika mahi pawane, pawane. Pawe pawane, pawane, pawe pawane, pawane. Kura no ronde, kura no ronde, kura tok tok tok. Viva! Kura tok tok tok. Ika mahi pawane, pawane. Ika mahi pawane, pawane. Pawe pawane, pawane. Pawe pawane, pawane. Kura tok tok tok. Kura tok tok tok. Ika mahi pawane, pawane. Ika mahi pawane, pawane. Good job, ladies. You're doing great. Stick with it. Remember your intention. Remember what you asked for.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, what's with the bells? What's with the bells?
The bells are a frequency, and the frequency interacts with the frequencies within your body. And so for me anyway, when she was moving the bells, she did them like the lower part of your back, and she moved up your spine. And every time she hit the ding, I could feel energy move and move up my spine, which is what she's trying to do. She's trying to get me to purge. And so she's like, let's help the energy rise and move up. And so that's what she was doing. And the Palo Santo or the sage, whatever she was using at that time, was a bit much. I'm going to add that in.
with the feather,
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a sensory experience. Like she's bringing in the smells and the sounds. I smelt it a little bit, and then I started breathing out of my mouth because I'm like, no.
Yeah. But it's cleansing, but yeah. I can tell you, at least for me, this experience blew open my auditory even more, because every noise, every song she sang, everything, I was like, oh, it's magnified.
You're grounded in your body, so you're seeing and you're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was, at one point I was like, she has a great voice, like, don't get me wrong, but I was like, stop singing.
Yeah, it was coming out of my skin. I mean, and she did. I even said it towards the end. She had a beautiful voice, but there were times where I was like, I'm going to come out of my skin because I just wanted quiet and to be alone and to be sheltered. And she was like, no, you can't escape this. Like, you need to feel and hear and be in all the senses. Mm-hmm. So it was, again, grace through suffering, because you had to just surrender and say, I have no choice but to allow this in.
Yeah.
When you let go of fear, the truth will appear, so simple and clear. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear, so simple and clear. There's a feeling inside, so deep and so wide, so open and free. When love is revealed, all beings are healed, so naturally. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear, so simple and clear. When love overflows, you can only let go and be swept out to sea. This journey will end where it began, my friend, in the heart's mystery. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear, so simple and clear. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear, so simple and clear.
My body feels weird.
All in the realm of normal. Eva, good job. You're doing so good, both of you guys.
What is that?
Just water. Yeah. I'm gonna come flip your points a little bit.
Do what?
Just flip them around.
Why?
Give you a little boost. You're getting through it. You're doing awesome.
So at a certain point during the purging, you started like making really strange noises. What was happening there?
It was really guttural. Yeah. I felt like I was releasing like some kind of demon, like it was an exorcism, and all the noises coming out of me, I wasn't even making. I could feel them come from like my belly, my solar plexus, and like move up, and I was like, ugh! And it was, I don't know, it's like I needed to release the sounds along with the purging. So there was no emotion attached to it. It was more auditory.
It's like almost like you were releasing a lower frequency.
Yeah.
Because the lower frequency,
Ooh.
right? You're like, I mean, literally, I was like, oh my God, because that's like, when we talk about like raising your vibration, right? That's what you're like, get out of my body.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly was feeling like demon like coming out of me, and then in the liquid I'm like, ugh! And I was like, oh, get out, demon. I cast you out.
That's awesome.
Strong wind, deep water, tall tree, warm fire. I can feel you in my body. I can feel you in my soul. Strong wind, deep water, tall tree, warm fire. I can feel you in my body. I can feel you in my soul. Hey ya, 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 oh. Hey ya, 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 oh. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, oh.
Oh.
Strong wind, deep water, tall tree, warm fire. I can feel you in my body. I can feel you in my soul. Strong wind, deep water, tall tree, warm fire. I can feel you in my body. I can feel you in my soul. Hey ya, 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 ho. Hey ya, 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 ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Hey ya, 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 ho. Hey ya, 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 ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho.
Can I lay down?
If you'd like to, yeah. Do you have any nausea?
I just feel weird in my body.
Okay, that's fine. Almost done, Chica. Just let it move through. Just ask yourself, is there anything that needs to be let go of? Anything hiding in there? Eva. Good job, that's it. Good work.
So where did you escape to?
Yeah, because in the video I wasn't there anymore. So when she was about to lay down, I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And when I went to the bathroom, I stayed in there forever. Yeah. And
I was like, she ran away.
I escaped. So when you were talking earlier and you're like, you can't escape this, I'm like, I kind of did. Because I was like, I'm done listening to the song. And also, when I was sitting on the toilet, I was like, I could not get up. And I was like, when you were laying down, you were in a trance, weren't you?
Yeah.
I was in a trance.
I was like, I just need to lay down and be like,
yeah.
Like go within, like literally. I just wanted to crawl inside of myself.
Yeah, so I was in the bathroom and I didn't get up off the toilet. I was on there. My pants were down.
And you had a snake show up.
Yes.
You, right?
Okay, so I was laying on I was just on her, like, still on the toilet. Bathroom. It's a small bathroom. So right in front of the toilet is the
like your knees hit the tub.
Yeah, is the tub. So I just leaned over and put my head on the tub, and then there was this breeze coming in, and I actually felt really I didn't vomit at all in the bathroom. My vomiting was done after that. Like, I didn't throw up anymore. So while she was throwing up, I was not. There was nothing. I was just in there, and I started to get all these crazy visions. And I don't remember all of them. There was a lot of stuff coming to me, but particularly there was the snake that showed up for me. And
which is usually how goddess ayahuasca shows up for people. That's how she showed up.
That makes me really nervous because I don't like drugs. They freak me out, and like leaving the body.
As we just took rock medicine.
Yeah, but that's not psychedelic or psychoactive. It's not a psychoactive thing. But even after Kambo, I kept whenever I would look at my Kambo stuff, I would see this. I would hear ayahuasca, and I'm like, "You calling me?" But I don't want to come. I hear you calling. So what made you finally throw up? Because while I was out there, I was throwing up, but then I went in the bathroom and had my solo time.
So it's funny. I was just typing this in an email earlier today. I was saying, ironically, I hold on to things. It's my MO, and I spent my whole life holding on to all my emotions and like repressing them and holding them down. So when I would get sick, even now, if I physically, which doesn't happen often, get the flu, like I repress that shit. I'm like, you are not coming at me. Like I am not throwing up. It's not happening. We're not puking. And so that's what my body is so accustomed to just holding. And I am very much a frequency-based beings. If you follow me, you know that I work with the galactic energy, and that takes a lot of frequency. And so those bells and the singing bowl was like, as you can tell that like there's spots where it's ramping up. It was like, you could just feel it in my body. And I knew it too. I prepared myself. I was like, it's coming. I feel it. Because I could feel it like literally moving up, like, here we come. And then it's like exorcist style. It's like, whoa. And I was like, oh my God.
You kept going.
It was where you had where you had like a ton of small.
Yeah.
Mine was like,
and
my bucket was
right.
higher than yours too. Like it was. So that was it. Like though, it was just all projectile. It was just, I don't know. It's like one of those movies you watch, the scary movies or Exorcist, and it's just like all coming up. Mm-hmm. And as soon as it was done, I felt really good. I just wanted to lay down. I was like, okay, that's over. I can just rest now.
And you didn't have to like try to throw up. It just came out.
Oh yeah, like there was no stopping it.
No,
that was the frequency.
There was no stopping it.
Yeah.
That's why you have, like, you're not gonna make it to the bathroom. You can't hold it in. Mm-mm. It's literally like,
yeah.
You just have to like open your mouth. That's it. That's all. You don't have to do anything.
And here's something funny, because you asked, what happens if we both have to go to the bathroom? Because there's one bathroom.
Yeah, there's only one bathroom.
But she said there is an emergency toilet outside, but if you use it,
you got to clean it.
You have to clean it. And we're like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
But stay tuned towards the end, because
we got more.
We got more commentary coming.
Go ahead and put some dragon's blood on your burns. It's an Amazonian plant sap, and it's an antiseptic.
I felt so much calm in the bathroom, with, like the breeze, and I think I needed like solo time to like integrate.
As I laid down, I was like, I need to take a nap. My lips swollen like Kambô. We should go walk to the beach when we're done and just put our feet in the sand.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's a little private cove just right at this block here. It's like half a block away. I'll go ahead and close our ceremony. So just take a moment to let yourself feel relief. You've made it through your first ceremony. You did it. Done all this hard work, and now you get to enjoy the fruits of your labors. And we send out this huge wave of gratitude emanating from our hearts out to the jungle, the Amazon jungle, and each and every frog, that lives in it, that holds this precious, kind spirit. We thank the frog for providing us with this healing experience and whatever gifts we may receive from this medicine. We may not understand it yet, but I'm sure that there is a sense inside of you that there is something beautiful to come, if not already here. And we send out a big thank you to all of the spirit guides, all of the ancestors, the allies, totems, angels, and benevolent beings for looking after us here today, keeping us safe, allowing us to go deep and be vulnerable in our experience, get the most out of this medicine. And we thank all of the Matse peoples who kindly harvested this medicine for us and shared its wisdom. And acknowledge that it is a tremendous privilege to have access to this medicine so far away from its origins, from its home of the heart of the jungle. And so we've just begun this unwinding process here today. This experience of taking the Kambô is actually just the tip of the iceberg with this medicine. And you've put in the hard work, and now you get to watch as things unfold like a beautiful lotus in the next days, weeks, and even months for you. And so I invite you to open up yourself to whatever messages, whatever guidance, whatever insights may come through, whatever the frog has to share with you and to show you. Be open to receiving it and to acting upon it. Now is a wonderful time to adopt new patterns, to change life habits or style. Now that you're energetically and neurobiologically plastic and malleable, adaptive, you've disrupted these old grooves, these old stories, old patterns that are not serving us. And now we have the opportunity to move forward effortlessly in adopting the new way we want to show up in this life. And so we bring this sacred space to a close with gratitude in our hearts, inspiration in our minds. We say thank you to the frog and all the beings that are helping us on our journey to greatness. The ceremony is now complete. Aho.
And we did it!
We did it.
Yay!
It definitely was an experience.
Mm-hmm. A great experience.
What did you feel afterwards? Like, we're walking out of the house and
Mm-hmm.
we decided to go to this little private cove
Mm-hmm.
in Ocean Beach to put our feet in the sand. What were you experiencing?
Well, before we left, I was shaking a lot. It doesn't show it in the video, but my body was like convulsing. Not like I was going to throw up. It was like vibrating, and I was like, it looked like I was shivering, but it was energy like releasing out of my
You said that's
cells.
something you've experienced before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Usually when I'm in fear or like about to be like initiate something, my body will like start to shake until I make the step forward. So this was more of a, like, that is what it feels like in my body, exactly what I was feeling there. And at one point I was almost like, this feels kind of similar to when I had my Kundalini awakening. And I was like, I felt like when I had my Kundalini awakening, I would feel that shake and convulse, and I couldn't control it. And then I kept hearing release. And then when I would have my Kundalini rise, I heard fill, but I didn't have any filling. It was all release.
Because she said that this as a ceremony, the taking of the Kambo is an initiant. It's the very beginning to what's to come. Like, this is just the ceremonial part where here you take this,
yes.
And this is like, it opens the door to all of what you will experience. What that will be the fill is the coming in later.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So after I felt totally cleaned out, and I felt clarity. I felt good. My energy
I know
was
you kept
high.
saying, I feel clean.
Yeah, I did. It felt so good, and I was like walking on clouds, and like, and everything looked good, and I was like so happy. What were you feeling?
Blank.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, blank, like nothing. Like I couldn't talk. I couldn't contemplate anything.
Make decisions, anything.
Yeah, it was wide open. So it was literally like blank. It was infiniteness. A lot of people would say that's empty or you know nothing. And I kept telling her that I know nothing. I know nothing. And
infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibilities.
Infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
What she was saying.
It could be anything. Like there's nothing to worry about ever. Like everything's amazing. Everything is right now. And I was like feeling when we were walking down and getting into the sand, I was like feeling every grain of sand and the breeze and the rays of the sun, like everything was penetrating my sensory.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like so effing amazing. It was like epic. And I was just like wanting to preserve that feeling because who wouldn't?
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty awesome. And then we went.
So after we were at the beach, we were hungry. So we went to go get food, and we were trying to find a vegan or vegetarian place. And we were driving around for a while, and we ended up.
We were on the wrong road.
Yeah, we saw all these places coming in. We're like, oh, we can go there or there, and then
we couldn't find it.
We couldn't find it.
And you were getting frustrated because you're like, what the heck?
I was so hungry. I'm like, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to eat. I threw up all this water.
She's like, right or left? I was like, left. And we turned and we're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
we were on the wrong road.
Yeah. So we ended up where?
Plant power.
And it was really good.
It was like
plant-based
fast food. Yeah, and it was so delicious.
I had a Big Mac. I forget what they called it, but it was like the plant patty.
Yeah.
And it was like a Big Mac. And then I bought fries and coleslaw.
I had what would be a cheeseburger, but it obviously is everything in there was plant-based, and chili cheese fries. And you could not tell that these things were made from plants. Like they were so good. Mm-hmm. But you couldn't finish eating all yours.
Yeah. I knew that my body was telling me, no, this is not good. And so I stopped eating. Every time I took a bite of my burger, my body was just telling me, this isn't good right now. And so I just ate some of the kale salad and the fries. Anything that was greasy, my body was like, don't do it. So I stopped, and then we saved it.
I stopped when I felt full. I mean, I wanted to shovel because that shit was delicious. It was so good. But I stopped when my body said, you're done. Like you're good. And then we came home. Mm-hmm. And something happened on the way home, because on the way home, I started to not feel so good. About halfway home, it shifted, and I started to feel like almost like I had the flu. Like I got that low grade headache. I felt like I had a fever, but I didn't. And within a couple of hours of being, probably not even that, probably like an hour of being here, I was like down for the count. I was like, I'm done. And I laid down. And then a couple hours later, I got up and started purging everything that I had eaten. And that was not fun. Mm-hmm. But I think for me, because I hadn't eaten, I was primarily a liquid diet 3 days prior to the Kambô experience.
Your stomach was probably like, I'm not used to this.
That too. But I feel like because you showed me this thing about what color your vomit was to show you what.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
What was like what you were releasing from, and mine was lymphatic system, which
was like a
clear,
white foam.
Yeah,
she had white foam,
and that was the lymphatic system, which made sense for me because that's how I process my energy, and so clearing that out. But once I put food in my stomach, it was like anything else that needed to be absorbed and purged went into that food, and it was like exit time. And I had no choice.
Which is perfect. It happened the way that I was supposed to.
Feel it coming. But that whole rest of that night was it was the worst. Like I was like regretting in that moment of pain. I was like having to go through grace through suffering over and over again, because my head was expanding and it was so painful. It's like the worst migraine ever, which can happen, especially when the frog medicine is like working through your brain. You can experience that. And I don't get migraines anymore. I haven't had migraines in years since I had my awakening and learned to process my energy. But it was intense. And up until the next day, when we did some energy work together, did it process through. But I in that moment, I regretted it when I was in so much pain, but I had to surrender a bazillion times. I couldn't take anything. Ibuprofen, magnesium, everything wouldn't stay. And, but now I feel amazing. And
I gave her edibles too.
Yeah.
And she went to sleep.
Yeah. Like the ittiest bittiest, smallest piece.
Yeah. A really tiny gummy bear edible. Like, here, take this. You don't need any more.
But you got to think about it. What do chemo patients take that kind of stuff? Because it helps with nausea and it helps relax your body. And, and it helped me get much needed sleep, but it's how I needed it to be. Yeah. What about you? When you got, like, did you have any after effects after you came home?
No, I didn't. I just took a salt bath, and then I observed Johanna wandering around. She comes into her bedroom. She's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" No, you came in. You were, "What are you doing?" You were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like,
I'm dying.
I'm like opening the curtain, and I'm like, "A bath?" And I'm like, we were talking, and I was like, "Go take some magnesium." Where's the magnesium? And I couldn't even talk. I didn't know how to talk. I was like, "And this is where telepathy would help wonderfully." Like,
my head hurts too bad to use telepathy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so it was good. And then afterwards, what have we been experiencing?
I know that I've been wanting to be more present and enjoying the little things. I don't regret it at all now. Like, it's like if you've ever had a kid, like in the pain of it, you're like, fuck this, never having another kid. And then afterwards you're like, oh, I'll do it again.
Yeah. I said that too, because like me and Johanna, like, so mine is a downward triangle and show our tattoos. Look at her tattoos.
Mine's up.
Hers up. So like my thought was, okay, this is my right arm and it's my masculine side, so let me stick some feminine. You know, like in yin yang, like the yin has some yang and the yang has some yin.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, I think I need to do it again so that my other side can have some masculine.
It's kind of a weird reason to do it, but
well, I feel like that's not the only reason.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Maybe after ayahuasca. Just kidding. I don't know about that. You can come like in the spiritual. I will meet you in the spiritual if you would like to meet me ayahuasca. I don't know.
I had an experience with goddess ayahuasca without taking the medicine, but that's a whole nother life.
That's another story for another time.
Another video.
Yeah.
But I definitely will take ayahuasca one day. But for me, this experience, I was wondering why it was calling to me, because I don't like purging, but the grace through suffering, the learning to physically feel what it's like to allow your pain through your body and to not try to restrict it or escape it. It really makes you think twice on an emotional level about holding on to your emotions and not allowing them through, because if you could put emotions into physical pain, it would change your mind. I mean, otherwise you would just cause yourself more pain. And that's what we do when we hold on to our emotions anyway, right? We cause ourselves more suffering.
Yeah.
And so when I allowed it through, it made it easier. It actually was less painful. And so for me, having that physical experience, you know, and working through the gene keys, my SQ, my breakthrough is grace. And so literally I don't think I had to experience, but I chose to experience this in physical form and fully manifested so that I got it. Like
Mhm.
there's no forgetting it now. Like literally, this will never be forgotten.
Grace through suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved witnessing like the different gene keys within it as well. My evolution is 36, which is all about compassion through humanity. So turbulence, like what we were experiencing, and getting towards compassion through humanity, like that makes you human. Like that whole experience, all suffering is what's making you human. So it was cool to go through and experience that. And
I have light language, but in the acidic experience is nothing. It's
Kuan Yin.
It's blank. It's blank.
Kuan Yin came through before.
Oh yeah. Kuan Yin was showing up for me like a week before,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she was probably preparing me.
Yeah.
For what was to come.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's all about compassion. Yeah, and that's why we got the same.
And grace through suffering. Like that's
message.
Literally what she's all about.
Yep. So it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect the way that it was.
Yeah, it was perfect. Everything.
And we can't wait for like what is to come. Because I mean, even now, the stuff that's.
Because it's still in your system. It's like 30 days.
Yeah, she was saying in the weeks to come, like more stuff will unfold. So. And
she tells you like synchronicities start to happen and you get more downloads and things like that. I was like, that's already in our life. So that's just going to be magnified. It's just going to.
Yeah, and it was. I mean,
more.
It is magnified.
Yeah.
I feel like my clairvoyant voyages are more.
Oh God, my auditory is off the charts. It's so magnified.
But you were saying that you wanted to increase your clairaudience.
Oh yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, and mine was like I want to intensify my clairvoyance. So like you set an intention, it's what you're gonna get.
And literally, because I hear frequency more than I do like words, and so she has 3 kids, and I'm staying with her, and all of a sudden I could hear everything down to them hitting their teeth, to moving a car, to this, like I could isolate it all, and then it was all together, and it was like in my ears, like this.
My pearl is chaos. So welcome to the chaos.
But I'll tell you, whoever you choose to do this with, you're gonna have a bond for life, because that's some intense ass shit that we went through.
And do it with someone. Don't do it by yourself. I mean, you can do it by yourself, but
have someone to support you.
Yes.
And don't eat a bunch of crap beforehand. Like literally a heed to the guidelines they give you.
Yes, I agree.
So after watching all of this, it'd be cool to hear how many of you feel called to this experience.
Does it call you?
Let us know.
It took 3 times, 3 calls.
Yeah, for you it did. Literally, it showed up for me, and I was like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do this.
Yeah, then it took one. It took 3 times. Everything takes 3 times. Have 3 kids. Now I'm awake. It took 3 kids to wake me up. Take 3 calls for me to do Kambo.
3 dots.
3 dots. Does it call you?
Does it call you? It has to call you. This is not something you get pushed into doing. Like no you pressure. Have to feel the call to do it. Yeah, you do.
So, does it call you? Comments below.
Yeah, let us know what you thought about our transparency with recording this and putting it out there, because I think it's probably a little different than most of these experiences that you'll find. Mm-hmm. And feel free to ask us any questions. We're here to be truth tellers and share our experience.
We will be raw, vulnerable. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.